Hey guys, it's Jennie Wolek with the Wolek Group, Keller Williams Realty Advantage in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thanks so much for coming back to our agent video blog. And you know what? Today is all about database. Welcome, my friend Christina Ward from Boise, Idaho.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you share with everyone. We've known each other for quite a while. I've loved having you in my life. You're just always a ray of sunshine.
That's nice. Thank you. I feel the same about you, and what you see in others, you have in yourself. So thank you for saying that. That's very nice.
Well, you're the sweetest. Well, today we're going to talk about your success from your database.
Yay.
Yeah. So I'll just set you up. You can share with everyone your business, where you're from, how you got into this business, and what your goals are for next year. That's a lot to have you remember. I'll help you out a little.
Okay.
and also you teach a class that's a great topic, and we're going to use a lot of that here today. So
that sounds awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm Christina Ward. I live in Boise, Idaho, the most moved to city in the country right now, and which is exciting. And I've sold real estate for about 13 years. I've been at Keller Williams for about 8. And I got into real estate straight out of college. So I've only been a student athlete and a realtor, and maybe like a little bit of like coffee shop here and college internship there, but that's about it's my only job. So I lived through the last recession and moved my business to Keller Williams in the recession, which was life-changing. And last year we sold 149 houses, and we had our second baby. And I don't hear your voice anymore. Am I not supposed to hear your voice anymore? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you.
Oh, now I do. Okay, sorry. I just thought we lost each other. We had our second baby, and I took a 3-month maternity last year. And this year we're on a 3-week vacation. It's been awesome.
So that is amazing that you've grown your business and you have a small team that's back home helping out, and that has allowed you the opportunity to travel with your young family.
Thank you. And our goals this year is 209.
Okay.
We've already done about 80 units year to date, so we're a little teeny bit behind, and that's pretty typical for us, is to finish strong. So I expect us to reach goal this year.
And you can predict your business because it is a database business.
Yeah, I can predict my activities that generate results from my business. I would say that people that could have even more predictable business that call expireds or for sell by owners. Yeah, I call my database consistently, and we email and talk to them and do parties consistently, which creates referrals and results.
Okay, so how could you teach us how to sell 100 homes a year by referral?
Well, first, I think all of us are referral agents. Every single realtor has probably received a referral. So I don't know any magic besides just doing more of that. And I think the difference is a purposeful referral business versus an unpurposeful. I always think about a time where I was walking down the street in downtown Boise, Idaho, and I ran into him, and he said, "You're a realtor." And I said, "Yes." And then he hired me. And if I hadn't run into him, I think he would have just found someone else, because the average person knows 5 realtors. So how do we become the realtor they think of above everybody else? And I think it's running into people on purpose instead of running into them on accident.
Nice.
And on the flip side, when it was the recession and I was kind of depressed and I wasn't at Keller Williams yet, I feel like I retreated and hid in my home, being all sad. And then of course I didn't get referrals because I wasn't in front of people.
Yeah, and this very amazing book called Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller talks about real estate being a contact sport. And that is
I love that.
What you're just sharing. All right, so let's set this up for everyone so they can have some actionable items to properly touch your database in a year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with an 8x8, and what are you doing that we can learn?
Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, first of all, I learned my 8x8 and 33 touch from Brian Kane down in San Diego. So if anyone wants to listen to a video after this, there's an old interview between Brian and Gary Keller, and his last name's Kane, C-A-N-E. So just search Brian and learn how he did it, because I pretty much copied him. I heard that I sold more units than him last year, though, so I really want to rub it in his face that I've now beat my mentor. And he's awesome. So his volume's higher, though, because he's in San Diego. So we do an 8x8 and a 33 touch, and I've heard that we're supposed to do a 7 to connect, which is the new thing. And so that's even more often, quick in a more 8x8 is, at 8 weeks, 8 touches, and the 7 to connect is supposed to be quicker than every week. And so we're kind of transforming our business to that. We used to not do an 8x8. We used to just do the 33 touch because I thought, well, they all know me, they trust me. That's the purpose of the 8x8 is to solidify a relationship so that they trust us and know us and will work with us when they need our help. And I thought, well, I already got that down, so I don't need to do that. And it's really it has given us more validity and more trust with people that we don't know. So we're taking someone you don't know, like someone you meet in an open house, or even you reconnect with someone from an old friend, and then you throw them into the 8x8. And mine is just a whole bunch of emails and phone calls. It's very simple. I'd be happy to email anybody it and share what our 8x8 looks like. It's not rocket science. I'm sure it could be better, but that's not my worry right now. And then after the 8 weeks, it goes into the 33 touch, which is more like, if they're invited to all of our client appreciation parties, it's probably more like 50 touches a year.
Right.
So do you want to know the specifics of the 33 touch?
Yes, please.
Okay. So 12 print newsletters, black and white print newsletters. It's like a clean cosmopolitan. It has nothing to do with real estate. It does have my contact information on it, and it does have a trivia. So people contact me to answer the trivia. Probably about 10 to 15 people a month contact me answering this simple trivia.
Where do you get that from?
I get it from a group called By Referral Only. They write it for me. And I used to be a coaching client with them until I moved to Keller Williams. I no longer needed to be a part of By Referral Only. I just wanted their newsletter. So it's $50 a month, and they write the content. And then a 12 email newsletter. I'd be happy to add anybody onto the email newsletter that wants to be on it, just so they can copy and use my stuff at any time. And that is more Boise community focused. So the print newsletter that goes out once a month is just any story. I guess old people like it and kids like it, and anybody can read it. And then the email is all about Boise. So the market, what we're doing, the houses we're selling, the houses that are pending, the houses that are available. We're always highlighting a community member or business. So we call it community spotlight or community coupon. Definitely reviewing the market. And then there's a Ward family update because I've got cute kids. So that usually gets people to open it. So or at least that's what they say. They're looking at my cute kids. The market update has been huge because it makes me dissect the market and know the numbers. So if I write one paragraph about what's happening in Boise, Idaho, I can just say it to anyone I meet. And being kind of an unorganized high I, high D personality, it's good for me just to have a few numbers in the back of my head. So when I meet someone that's a high C personality, they can trust me and think that I know I'm the economist of choice, that I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So that's been huge to learn it, to write it, to also share it verbally with people. Yeah. So that email goes out. The print goes out in the beginning of the month. The email goes out in the middle of the month. So that's 24. And then there's 4 phone calls, which honestly was better around 2010 to 13. That really happened at a high level. And then when the babies were born, it happened, when I took Bold or doing the best I could with the 4 phone calls. And I really think that's where the magic is. Like if anyone wants to just start the 33 touch, just start with the phone calls.
Yeah.
And then
tell me what each of your scripts are for your calls.
Okay, so that's huge. People aren't going to call unless we have a reason to call. So I would suggest planning in between Christmas and New Year's, just have a 2-hour planning session with yourself or your team and plan out what the 12 touches are, 12 emails, 12 prints, and the 4 phone calls are going to look like. So one phone call could be in the beginning of the year, what are your 2018 real estate plans? Mm-hmm. Or what are your plans for 2018? Just something really simple. And the second one could be, calling about the community coupon, like, hey, I just emailed you a discount for heating and cooling. When's the last time you had your furnace or your air conditioning serviced? Mm-hmm. The third one could be a bold. So I'm in a competition. Who do you know who's thinking about buying and buying, selling, or investing in real estate. And then the fourth one could be a gratitude around Thanksgiving time and saying, I'm super grateful for you. You've referred so-and-so and so-and-so to me, and that's, changed my life.
Those are perfect. That's pretty much about exactly what we do. So thank you.
Oh, good for you. Well, and I just think it's just having something to say, or else we just won't do it. So it's so awesome.
And I will totally admit, I'm right there with you. When it's been left to me and my high I, high D, squirrel, and you get distracted and it doesn't get done. So it does need to be consistent and done by somebody that's going to do it.
Right. And that's what we're finding too, is that my team wants me just to call the top 100 people and just call them all the time. Because we have some people that refer consistently 3 to 4 closings a year to us. I mean, they're just like, should be on our payroll. Like, they're amazing people. And they just want me to call those guys all the time, or take them out to lunch, or, take care of those people. And then they're calling the rest. And they're calling a lot around our client appreciation parties, which means a lot to people when they get a personal phone call that says, hey, we care about you, we appreciate you, and we want you to come to our party. And it gets more people to our parties too when we call. So the rest of the stuff, okay, there's a Thanksgiving card. And why do you think we do a Thanksgiving card instead of a Christmas card? Do you have any ideas?
I do. I have a pretty good guess. I would say to stand out from everybody else.
Yeah. And we usually get on their refrigerator. So when they have the Christmas parties, everyone's like, oh, who's that cute family? Oh, that's my realtor. And so instead, I've had times where I've sent it out late, like December 15th, and it's going out, and it's going on a pile. It's not going on someone's refrigerator.
Right.
It's too late.
You're right.
And then we have 4 client appreciation parties, which includes about 7 touches per party. So gosh, it's like, I don't know how many touches. We do a lot of touches, okay? So they're mostly email touches, but then the phone call, invitation. And the party is a movie night, and then a family party in the park. And then this year, for the first time, we're doing a masquerade ball for the adults, like a party, and then a Thanksgiving pie thing.
That is awesome. All right, so do you have anything that when you're starting up an 8x8 here's an example. We know that for our team, we're actually relaunching with our 8x8 and then a 33 touch or 36 touch or 50 touch, whatever we really do. And I was thinking of having something that was kind of about the team, like who we are, because if, like you said, Christina, we're old high school friends and now you're getting put into our touches, shouldn't you learn about who we are and what we do and why we do it? Is that a part of your message and your marketing?
I think that's probably something we can get better at. And it's actually been surprising to people, especially when what's interesting is when I get a referral from a past client from a long time ago, and I was their realtor and it was just me, or maybe just me and Kelly. And then I tell the referral, I have this amazing team member. She's a specialist in your area. Here you go. But then I forget to tell the person that referred. Right. And then they talk to their friend and they're like, wait, you're not working with Christina? Who's Tracy? And they get all upset. And so it's realizing that it's a conversation that needs to be had with everybody all the time. And it's really putting my team on a pedestal and talking about them like they are superstars, which they are. But I had a friend the other day that said, well, I'm not going to work. If I can't work with you, Christina, I'm not going to work with you. Why would so-and-so work on your team? If she's that good, because I told her how good she was, then why would she just not be on her own? This is my friend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not sharing the story enough because she's questioning me. So yeah, I think that's something that we don't do as well. And I would like to do that better. Mm-hmm. I do it well face to, verbally, but not in email.
Yeah, we've kind of fast forwarded our conversations, even though we forgot to share them with other people.
Yes. Oh yeah. I'm like, oh, I shared it with one person. I'm good. And then I forget there's a lot of other people involved.
Well, let's talk about when you realize the power of having a referral-based business and having your systems properly set up, which you just named them all here. They're not difficult. Success is simple, not easy.
Right.
And it's doing it. And so what about the times before? Did you ever have a business that was not successful because you weren't doing these simple, systematic, foundational pieces?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and the biggest change before I came to Keller Williams was I had an unpurposeful business, and I am a good person and I'm a likable person. So of course I got referrals, but it was a yo-yo, roller coaster ride of high highs and low lows. And then the recession happened, and I was in my 20s, and I didn't, I learned a lot in my 20s. And so now it's more of a purposeful business where there's people and systems behind everything we do. And there's extreme consistency. And I think that really when we think about referring other businesses, we don't refer. I get nervous to refer a landscaper these days. A landscaper, it's like somebody mow a freaking lawn. Like, can I find someone to mow lawn for one of my clients? And I don't 100% trust any landscaper in Boise, Idaho. I used to have one, and then he's disappointed me this year, that they're going to show up, and then it's going to be a reflection on me. And so how do other people look at us? And if we're showing up inconsistent in any part of our life, they're not referring to us. They're not going out on a limb. And so how do we communicate and show up super consistent so people can trust us and refer us? And I just think that people are more sensitive around that these days. And they're checking us online, and they've got lots of great options out there. And so we've got to show up the best. And we can't volunteer for a group and then back away. You know what I mean? Like, we can't say, oh, I'm going to be a part of this. Oh, wait, and now I'm too busy, because that's going to be a negative effect instead of a positive effect.
Wow, you just touched on, I don't know, but what you did do though was open up an idea that I just had. I mean, you've been to Bold a few times, I know, from the way you talk, and I know you so well. So you put in a piece there, as you said, that perception is everything, and how people see us. And so if you share a vendor partner that doesn't do a great job, it's a reflection on us. So what you mentioned though that stood out just now was that when you say yes to too many things and then you look like a flake, that actually backfires. So let's talk about saying no and leverage. Yeah.
Well, that makes me think about the things that I am committed to. And I'm very careful about committing to a nonprofit group, for example, or even an exercise program. I mean, I get so much business from my exercise program. People see me show up and work out, even through having 2 babies, and they know I show up and do the exact same thing at the office. And so I have to be really, really careful, especially with 2 babies at home and a large real estate team and a lot of clients, to make sure to say yes to the right things and say no. It's so much more professional to say no from the beginning. And I've also found when I'm a part of something and then I become a leader in it, that's when the referral business happens. So like, I've been a part of this group called Team in Training. It's a running group. And I was the fundraising captain. I was very good at fundraising. That's actually was my first form of lead generation, was I asked people for money for cancer research. And I'm like, well, okay, I can do this for cancer research, so I'll just do it for myself now. And so I taught other people how to fundraise in that group. And then I didn't talk much about real estate, but my real estate contact information was always there. And I always showed up and did what I said I was going to do. And then same thing in this group I'm in called Business Networking International. When I was the president, so I was just stood up and talked about BNI. I didn't talk much about real estate. They saw me show up and follow through as a leader. And we had 20 closings in 1 year just from the BNI group. That year I was president. And then of course, when I had the babies, the closings were like 12 to 15, which is still great, but I noticed it went down because I wasn't showing up.
Yeah. Wow. That is quite an aha there.
Okay, good.
Yeah, let's segue.
It's a good reminder for me.
It's a great reminder. And let's segue now into family and being a mom or a parent and being in this crazy business. And how's your struggle going?
Oh, it's an everyday struggle, and it's something I want to continue to get better at. And I learned from amazing mothers like you. And it's inspiring actually to be a part of our Keller Williams community and be able to find other people that are going through the similar challenges. We all have crazy life. And I've decided for years I wanted to take Monday afternoons off. I had in my calendar, like Monday afternoons blocked off, but then I'd show up to the office and then I never come home. And I didn't have anyone to come home to except for my husband, who lets me do whatever I want. Yeah. And so I would just work till 10 o'clock at night. And that was when I sold about 50 homes a year. I mean, I would work all the time, and it's an obsessive love affair of a business. Like, it was fun. And he just like feed me and clean the house and let me just do whatever. And then when I had kids, I realized that there is more purpose to life, and that including Lane, it's not just the kids. I want to be with them more than anything, no more than anybody. So my appointments are quicker and more purposeful. I don't talk to realtors in the hallway as much. I run to the bathroom because I have a nanny, and I'm like, well, I'm paying her, and so I got to get as much done as possible and get home to her at 5 or she's going to fire me. And I've been getting home at 5 o'clock on the days I work since Spencer's been born. And I'm like, wow, this is what it's like to have a 9 to 5. Like, this is cool. This is like a whole new world. And then I started taking Wednesdays off because just nobody shows up on Wednesdays. So like, I have to stay home because nobody else comes to help me. So I take Wednesday full day off and Friday mornings off. I guess it's like a dentist schedule. And I work my appointments around those days. I even tell my clients those days are off, although I'll take phone calls and, emergencies. And we still continue to sell more houses doing that. So it's been really interesting because I thought time was, more time equals more money. And I've realized I work a lot less because I'm working a lot more purposeful, and I've got something else that's more important.
That's all. Yes, and you obviously in this time have really honed and raised your leadership lid along the way, because you couldn't just ditch out of being at the office if you didn't have or establish a team that was supporting you and buying into your big vision, right?
That's true. And I have a problem, and it is called control. And so when I'm not there, I don't even know what's happening, which is really good. And I realized too on my maternity leaves, because I did the full 3-month maternity leaves with each baby, is they all did it. Lane took more listings last fall on my maternity leave than I had ever taken in a quarter. He beat me. Our buyer's agent sold more houses than I had ever sold on my own. They know how to do things I don't know how to do anymore, because I used to just be a part of it all and obsessive about it all. And now it's just better I don't know. I just let them do it, and then they own it, and they become better than me. It's been incredible.
So you just had to let go.
Yes.
Is that hard
Yeah.
sometimes?
Yeah, it still is. That's probably my biggest challenge is getting out of my own way.
Yeah, breathing, knowing it's all okay. Yeah.
Slowing down. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Because otherwise we'd just work all the time, wouldn't we?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see. What else should I ask you that you get asked a lot, that you feel is something that's really key to your success?
Well, I think I was teaching the How to Sell 100 Homes by Referral class in Pasadena this week, and Laura Burns over there asked me, what's the one thing that has been the biggest, what would she ask? Something about like, what's the one thing that's been the biggest change in my life? And I'd say that it was lead generating, calling the sphere, and doing bold. Because when I enrolled in bold that first time, I had already written a resume to get out of real estate, and I was ready. It had been like 5 months with no closings, and it was a scary time for me. And then Lane questioned why I was spending $800 to get into a class. And it really was the first a mindset shift, of course. And then it was scripts and getting up voice to voice and face to face in front of a lot of people. Because I'm a former athlete, so I just do what people better than me tell me what to do. And so they told me to make my 800 contacts, and I did. And that script works, that competition script. And I've done it 13 times because I've taken bold 13 times. And then that June, we closed I, by myself, closed 7 houses in a month. I'd never done that before. It was right after that first bold, right after I was just totally struggling in a recession. It was 2011. And so to me, it was lead generation to whoever. Just to me, it was my sphere. Lead generation to my sphere was the most life-changing thing I've ever done.
I agree. I love the bold as well. And it is.
Yes, you do.
And we know that it's not just the scripts and the accountability, which it is. It's also our mindset as well.
Yeah. My mind was a scary place at that time. Yeah. It was really scary.
Yeah, there. All right, so you have a big goal this year. So if anyone has a referral for the Boise, Idaho area, how can they get in touch with you?
That's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot to us. And we will make sure to take care of you or any of your agents that have a referral for the fastest growing city in the country right now. So Boise, Idaho, it's in the southwest corner of the state. And my phone number is 208-869-2444. And it's Christina at ChristinaandCompany.com, all spelled out. I'm also on Facebook as Christina Moore Ward. It's like 3 names, Christina Moore Ward. There's only one of us in the whole world. It's me. So I'd love to connect in any way. Thank you.
You are amazing for sharing your story. You are amazing at being a role model, and you are an amazing mom. And I just appreciate you so much. I look forward to seeing you really soon and giving you a hug.
Me too. I think you're amazing for loving to learn and teach and help other people's businesses. So thank you for making my day great. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. If you guys need anything from me, my number is 918-706-9845. Have a super day. Bye.